All right, welcome back, everybody. Here we go. Week 12 already. Woo! We're getting close to playoffs. They start week 15 now, right? 15, 16, 17. So we're getting to the nitty gritty. We got nice tight standings for the most part. I don't know. We got some teams fighting for that last spot. So let's just jump right into the standings here. So again, we have a new leader on top of the leaderboard. Dallas got second win in a row and jumped back into the lead. So he's 8-3. So he's, good for him, right? So then next up at 7-4, we got three teams here. We got myself, Tom, and Jeremy. Tom beat me last week to tie me in the standings, and Jeremy's on a nice little bit of a heater here. He's won 3 in a row, and he's at 7-4. So just quickly looking at the group there, I got the most points for out of those 3 teams. I also have the most points against out of those 3 teams. I always feel like I got to be putting up 190 points every week just to win. So as you can tell by my points against is technically the second highest out of everybody, and I have the highest points for. So it's been a struggle every week for me, but hey, like I said, just got to make the playoffs, see what happens. Next up in the group there at 5-6, we have Rob and Ty. Both guys are 6-5 and both lost 2 in a row. So hopefully they can turn it around. I think Rob's got a good matchup this week, so we'll see how that turns out for him. Then next up, we have the group at 5-6. They're 7th through 9th place. We have Sunil, we have the buddies Jay and Adam, and we have Dave, all at 5-6. As we say every week, Sunil is 5-6. He's got the second highest points for, and he's got the highest points against. So he, just like me, is in a battle every week to get wins. If he can keep the points going, then he should be able to get in the playoffs and, maybe get an upset, if he's at the lower half there, right? So that's all he needs to do. So hopefully he can do that for him there. And then we got Jay and Adam and Dave, who's falling behind there in the points for category. So that's why he's in 9th place. Next at 10th and 11th is Wayne and Jen. Those two there have lost a game each. They're just slightly out of the playoffs, but they do have quite a bit less points for than the group at 5-6. So they would be at a little bit of a disadvantage. It'd be a little tricky there for them to overtake to get one of those playoff spots. Hey, but you never know. Win 2 in a row here at the end, or 3 in a row here at the end for them. I think you got to be 7-7 pretty much to make the playoffs. Maybe 6-8 if you're the top 6 and 8 points for, right? And then at the bottom we have Richard, who technically I don't think is I think he's mathematically out. If you're 7-7, he's 2-9, 3 wins here would put him at 5-9. I don't think he's getting in the playoffs. So I think he is mathematically out, but that's okay. He's at the 12th spot. He would get our 4th overall pick next year, which isn't too bad. He's made a couple trades this year, so he's got decent draft picks early on. So that should help him out there for next year. Yeah, let's just jump right into the matchups. Okay, first up here, we have myself and Tom for the second week in a row. Just one of those things where sometimes it does do those back-to-back matchups just to make the schedule balanced the way we do it now. So originally, Tom's favored 167 to 149 and is now favored 182 to 158. So it's about a 24-point lead now for Tom. That's mostly due to Houston defense putting up 26 points yesterday. 8 sacks, return yards, then some of those other categories like 4th down stops, 3 and outs, those kind of fun things I added. For myself, I had Jaden Higgins put up over projected, and as well I had James Cook, who was over projected. So we both bumped up for the week. Just as always, going through the matchups, Tom's got the Dak and CD stack. Zay Flowers he traded for from Richard. Devonta Smith has been pretty good. Gainwell's coming on, depending on Jaylen Warren this week. Chase Brown's been getting better each week. Tyler Warren should be good. Wandale will be interesting with Jameis playing again this week. Sean Tucker's been getting the ball lots now, but Bucky should be back soon, so we'll see how that keeps going. Tillman I also like. I was hoping to snag him, but Tom got him there. I just don't know if Shedeur Sanders playing, what that'll look like. My team, I like Baker. Pittman I like. Booty is playing for sure. He just popped up on my phone here. So that's good. I think he should get more than 8 points. He's been pretty steady, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not touchdown dependent. Bijan with Cousins will be interesting, but it's in a dome, so we'll see. Loveland's there for now. He might come out. I don't know what I'm doing yet for sure, but Ferguson will be in. Parker will be there. Abuka will be in. I mean, he's questionable, but I think he's just had the flu this week. So he should play, hopefully. I don't really have much for a bench this week. I got Chase suspended. Marvin Harrison is out. Benson's not back from the IR yet. So hopefully I can get those guys in. I might trade out Loveland and get another receiver maybe, hopefully with some upside. We'll see how, Sunday rolls around. Maybe try and get someone who might snag a touchdown, might get, another 15 points or something in there to maybe close that gap to Tom. But unfortunately, I think I'm going to lose for the third week in a row. I think that's what it is, 3 weeks in a row. To drop to 7-5, that'll put Tom at 8-4. I just think overall right now with my two of my top receivers in Chase and Harrison out this week again, that's really going to limit what my team can do for points. So I'm going to give this one to Tom. Okay, next up we have the Buddies and Ty. Battle of 5 and 6 versus 6 and 5. Originally projected 130 each. We'll say 139 to 136. Now it's 131 to 118. Josh Allen struggled yesterday against the Houston defense, only put up 4 points. Dalton Schultz only put up 1.8 points instead of the 9 projected. So that's a big difference there. The Buddies don't look to have a kicker in at the moment on my screen here. So we'll say we'll add 10 points up to that. So we'll say they're at 141 to the 118 as it currently looks. Ty's got a hurt bench. He's got Bucky, Laporta, Garrett Wilson all out. He's still got Neighbors holding on there. Dart is out. So he's got a couple questionables in Worthy and Golden, but I think they are playing this week from what I was reading. So I'm going to give this one to the Buddies. I think Ty's team's been banged up. Getting only 4 points from Josh Allen's really going to hurt. He's usually 25 to 45, right? Anywhere in there. So him only getting 4 is massive. So yeah, I just think based on that alone, I don't need to really talk much more. I think this one's going to go to Jay and Adam. Unless Tedero McMillan just, sucks like he has been. Metcalf has a bad game. Judy has a bad game because Sanders is terrible. I can see Hunt maybe only getting a few points if Pacheco comes back and they start running him more. So I'm not saying the Buddies are out of the woods. I just think there's a better chance of them having a higher week than Ty. So I'm going to take the Buddies to win. Next up, we have Jeremy versus Richard. Originally it was 158 to 129, now 158 to 125. Terrell Shavers got 0 points out of the 4.2 projected there. So that's a tough one for Richard. A 0 on there. He's got London, it's doubtful. Ramondre is questionable. Sounds like he might not play, but who knows? He's got Olave he can switch in. Maybe he pops out. What could he do here? I could put Ramondre in if he plays instead of Terrell Jennings, so that would be 10 points there, so to 135. Maybe he puts Olave in instead of Calvin Austin now that Shavers got the goose. And that would give him in roughly another, maybe we'll say 8 points. We'll just throw a number out there. So we'll say he's at 135, 140, 145 at the high end. So closing the gap a little bit. Jameson Williams has been getting better. Tootin got the ball quite a bit last week. I think Brian Thomas is touchdown dependent. And Jigba's about there every week. Pearsall, we'll see if he gets better this week than last week. Dowdell's been doing great. Aaron Jones, it's probably about what he's going to get, the 11 points. Bowers, who knows, right? Like, he got a couple points just the other week there instead of, 20 like the week before. A.O. Manor is, who knows? Does he have anybody? He's got Emmanuel Wilson. He can move in and around some guys. Downs has been good. Hubbard, who knows, right? But he's got Dowdell in there, so maybe the two of them together, kind of average himself out. Yeah, but Jeremy seems rolling. 3 wins in a row. Richards, the bottom of the pack for a reason, unfortunately. His auto draft didn't go so well in this league for him because the running backs really hurt him in this one. So this is kind of like a retool year for Richard. So I think this one's going to go to Jeremy, put him to 8-4 near the top of the standings there, and Richard will still be in 12th place. Next up, we have another 6-5 versus 5-6. We have Rob versus Dave. Currently, Dave is favored we'll say 150 to 140. But Rob needs to get a quarterback in there. He's missing a tight end. Why does he not? He has Kate Otten. He could slide in for tight end, so that's about 9. We'll say 8 to 10 points, just based on how I had him, I think, earlier in the year. So that would bump him up to, we'll just say 150. So that'd be the same, and then you get a quarterback in there. We'll take the low end. We'll say 15. So we'll say 165 for Rob to 145 here for Dave. Woody Marks, unfortunately for Dave, had a slow night. I actually thought he had a better night than that when I saw the stats. I thought, just kind of watching the game, I thought he was probably closer to 11, 12 points, not 8. So, yeah. Let's see, can Dave throw anybody in here, like a Hail Mary? Maybe Luther Burden, I guess, steal a touchdown in this game. Maybe he replaces Mac Hollins now that Booty's playing. Or takes out Darius Slayton now that Winston's playing. Who knows? So maybe we'll throw an extra 5 points Dave's way and put it back up to 150-ish. So, yeah, I just think Rob's got the overall a little bit better team. I mean, we know AJ Brown could always get his, a 2, again, a 3. Jacobs, I think, will play okay. Judkins, I think they're going to have to lean on the run a little bit with Sanders playing. Diggs is solid. Javante's solid. Kamara should play and get, that 10 to 15 points. So I think this is going to be a loss for Dave. I think Dave will drop to 5-7. Rob will go to 7-5. I think there'll be a few of us sitting at that point range there. So it'll nicely make the standings more of a mess here as we head into the playoffs. Okay. Big matchup here. This one's got potential upset of the week written all over it. Dallas versus Jen. We're at 155 to 146 originally. Now we're down to 147 to 146 because Nico Collins only got 8.5 instead of the projected about 17 points there. Let's see. Dallas doesn't have anybody he can put in. Chubb's already played. Everybody else is on the bye. Jen can... She's got a couple guys to throw in, but I think her roster's pretty set. She needs to get a defense in there, so we'll say we'll add 10 points to that. So 156 to 147 at the moment in Jen's favor. I think Rice will have a good game for her. I think Gibbs and Monty will do well. I think they're really trying to get that run game going and get those guys going for the playoffs for them. Algier's been doing well. He's been stealing goal lines from Bijan. So that could be big there in New Orleans. Stafford's been good. Sterling Shepard, we'll see. His numbers are going down as the receivers are getting healthy in Tampa Bay. Jennings should be fine. Hunter should be fine. Dallas, Jalen Hurts, I think it's in a dome, so it should be good. Well, I mean, Dallas is it a dome? Open? It's a dome, right? I don't remember. Puka should do well. Adunze's been coming on really well. Walker's been doing better. Spears, yeah, I agree. Probably around that 8, 9 points. Kelsey could go either way. Charbonnet, maybe. Tez, I like. Manungai, who knows, but he doesn't have anybody else at the moment to put in. So if Jen puts in a defense, which I assume she will do that before Sunday, I think Jen will win. I think she's going to upset Dallas, drop Dallas to 8-4. She's going to move to the 5-7 group, who are just holding on for the playoffs, and put some pressure on those guys. So calling the upset here with Jen to win. Okay, we're finishing it off here with a big matchup with Wayne versus Sunil. I joke only because we got to get a couple guys in here for Wayne. He's got guys on the IR. You'll have to move Ertz out, move Kittle there at Jawan Johnson. So that's 11 points. You'll have to drop somebody for a receiver, I guess. Or what is he going to do? I don't know. For Waddle. So we'll say he gets somebody in there for 8 points. So we'll say he's at 130 at the max. Sunil's at 181. His team is awesome. He's just had unfortunate matchups, unfortunately for him. So, Dobbs should be good. Adams scores touchdowns, even if he goes 1 for 1 for 1. Higgins is good. McCaffrey's going to get that. Travion's been really coming on. Even if Ramondre's back, it was probably that 15 to 20 points. Derrick Henry's solid. ETN got lots of carries last time. Swift's okay. And then for Wayne, Lamar's decent, but, they're playing the Jets, so they should be fine. Waddle, he's got to get in there. Shaheed could go either way. Naylor could go either way. Warren looks like he's playing, but you never know. They might limit him a little bit. Mason's up and down. He could be anywhere from that 6 to 12 points. And then, Kittle, Barkley, Dortch should be okay. Dortch, he's probably going to get that 9 points. Just depends if he gets a touchdown, if he breaks 10 points, I think. So this one, I think it's an easy win for Sunil. Unfortunately for Wayne, but I think Sunil's team is just that strong. So Sunil will then move to 6-6 and be somewhere in the middle of the pack. So so quickly just running down the list here. I have Tom to beat me. I have the buddies to beat Ty. I have Jeremy to beat Richard. I have Rob to beat Dave. I have Jen to beat Dallas. And then I have Sunil to beat Wayne. So have a great weekend, everybody. The trade deadline, if you're still watching, is the 28th of the month. So keep that in mind. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we'll talk soon. Have a good one. Bye.